early days of the church, believers lived as one heart and one soul. They sold their lands and possessions and shared everything with those in need. No one was forced to give. It was all done out of love and faith. Among them was a man named Ananias and his wife, Sapphira. Their story is one of generosity turned into tragedy. The disciples of Jesus were united in purpose. They gathered daily, praying, sharing bread, and preaching the risen Christ. Those who had land or houses sold them and brought the money to the apostles' feet. One of them, Barnabas, sold a field and gave everything to help others. His act of pure devotion inspired the entire community, but not everyone's heart was as pure. Ananias and Sapphira watched as others were praised for their generosity. They wanted that same honor, but without the sacrifice. Together, they sold a piece of land. They agreed to keep part of the money while pretending to give the full amount to God. "No one will know," Sapphira said. "It's still a good gift." Ananias replied, "But what they didn't know was that the Holy Spirit sees what men hide." The next day, Ananias brought the money to the apostles. His face looked calm, but his heart hid deceit. Peter looked at him and said, "Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit? You have not lied to men, but to God." And as Peter spoke those words, Ananias fell to the ground. Lifeless, the room fell silent. Fear gripped everyone. Young men came forward, wrapped his body, and carried him out to be buried. About 3 hours later, Sapphira entered, unaware of what had happened. She saw the apostles and smiled confidently. Peter asked her, "Tell me, Sapphira, is this the price you and your husband got for the land?" "Yes," she answered, "that's the full price." Peter's eyes saddened. How could you agree to test the Spirit of the Lord? Before anyone could move, she too fell dead at his feet. The same young men entered, saw her body, and carried her out to be buried beside her husband. Great fear seized the entire church and everyone who heard what had happened. But this fear was not terror, it was reverence. God had shown that deceit has no place in his house. Their story reminds us that faith is not measured by what we give, but by the truth in our hearts when we give it. You can deceive men, but you cannot deceive God. His eyes see the heart behind every offering, every word, every action. May the story of Ananias and Sapphira teach us to walk in truth, not for recognition, but for righteousness.